So the reason I'm making this video is because this economy, I see a lot of YouTube videos of YouTubers, everyone talking about how they can't afford anything. They're about to lose everything. They lost their jobs. They're getting laid off. They cannot afford to pay for groceries. Let me tell you, yes, everything is increases over due time. And I have another vehicle, a 2015 Camaro convertible that I drove off the lot in, I believe, either 2015 or 2016 when I got it, with maybe 400 miles or less, I do believe. And I had planned to drive that vehicle until the wheels fell off. Do you know, just recently, I believe I had started having problems with that vehicle, and I believe last year or so, I was getting scammed. Yes. I sent the vehicle to get a battery replacement. They replaced the battery. Then a couple of months later, I had to send it back. Well, I had to pay for a battery, right? I won't go into details of how much I had to pay, in which, if I feel like if I had my uncle or daddy or somebody around, a husband around, could have went up to the auto store and just got a battery and put the battery in for less than half of the fraction of cost of what the dealership cost me, in which I still had to send the car back for the same issue, and the same issue happened again. I had to have someone from my insurance come out here multiple times to start the car. Then when the vehicle ended up at the dealership, my vehicle came back with a cut wild harness, right? Not only that, it came back every time I sent it with something else different wrong with the vehicle each time. And I called the dealership and they were laughing. Oh, I can't. The young lady on the phone telling me, I can't tell you. They could not tell me where my own vehicle at that I have the deed to. You cannot tell me. So I ended up getting the insurance personnel on the phone, and I can't go too much into details about the process and the procedures, but just know that I kept getting scammed. And somewhere in between the dealership, someone who towed the vehicle, it jumped off the tracker somehow and came back with a cut wire harness, in which the police said it was wear and tear. There may have been some wear and tear, but at some point it was snipped, and you can tell when a wire gets intentionally snipped. Okay, so how even a 2015 Camaro convertible repairs for a wire harness was, and then the vehicle dealership at the other dealership that I sent it had it towed to, they said that it needed an alternator. That is the reason why my vehicles kept going blank. Okay, sure, fine, okay. Insurance put the wire harness repair on the insurance, but my deductible is $1,000. So it was $1,100 to fix the wire harness, and the remainder balance was for the alternator. So we got new tires, a tank full of gas, an alternator, battery replaced 2 times, insurance called out multiple times to start the car, wire harness, and alternator. Now, and then the car didn't stay running 2 weeks after the dealership brought my car back from paying over $2,000 and some dollars in repairs. And I never contacted them. I didn't reach out to them and say, hey, y'all know I just paid you over $2,000 to fix my car, and my car won't start. Then it had seemed to have some liquids dripping from up under it. It did not leave here with any type of liquids dripping under, but it came back every time with something wrong, different. So how are we as Americans supposed to get ahead You take 3 steps forward. You save your money like you had planned. You stop spending, stop buying because everything is expensive. So you cut back. But somehow you're getting ran around in circles. Then you get scammed in repairs. Okay. Yeah, there are certain ways can go about there. Find a dealership to total the car and have the insurance pay for the total or the repairs or whatever the case may be. But somebody, I feel like somebody somewhere in a system is playing me, because I think I took that one thing off of my insurance where I was paying for extra, that they were, regardless, that they would go ahead and pay out the payment for the car, and I was paying this extra for years. So when I took this off, and like, the car is paid for. Thank God I'm not paying for a car that that's, I don't know what's, thank God I don't have a car payment. So that's one vehicle I'm still worried with. I have another vehicle. I drive a used BMW. Yes. So I actually had to drive that one to one place where I had been getting my oil change for the past couple of years since I moved to these parts since I had moved to Rutherford County. And I had never had a problem with the oil or anything on that vehicle. But all of a sudden I get it towed and I take it to somewhere else. It's just doing the most. So I drove my BMW to the same place where I had been getting the oil change. BMW, so far so good. It's perfect. It's running. It's okay. So I say all of this to say I certainly understand the frustration in some people's, but we can not always blame everything on everybody. But I just wanted to say, where there's a will, there's a way. But I'm not going to work myself into the ground to keep paying for something and repairing for something, knowing that people are scheming and will scam me because I am a woman. So we have to find some type of way to find good people and to protect our investments. And yes, when it comes to my home, I had to protect my investments. I had to get cameras installed. I had to figure out a way to get cameras installed so that not so much of my property, but grounds, but so much more of my home. Because, I've heard stories. People go around knocking mailboxes down and they own mailbox companies. And I've heard stories of people going around badgering people's houses, bricks, putting holes and stuff in their bricks. I don't know how they putting the holes, and they owning bricking companies. So yes, we have to learn to protect our investments so that sometimes we don't have control over the things we have, things we can have control over. But everybody's wanting to get paid, to get a payment for something. And you have businesses out here that run scams. They do scams and they do schemes. And yes, when I say we have people out here who don't want us to do any better than them, no, I'm not projecting. I'm simply saying, as someone who studied psychology and someone who has wisdom, jealousy runs amongst, jealousy and envy is a thing. It's not a crime, but it is a thing, so I just wanted to say that we must have and find ways to protect our investments. And if you buy a home, I would say the first thing you need to do is get your security measures together. And I hope you have a happy rest of your day.